The 10 longest-lived people in the world. The oldest person surpassed 256 years. Based on the analysis of early human remains, during China's Xia dynasty in the 22nd century BCE, the average human lifespan was merely 15 years. As agricultural productivity improved significantly over time, this number gradually increased to 35 years. Then came the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, pushing the average lifespan past 45 years. With the rapid advancement of medicine, humanity conquered most invasive diseases caused by bacteria and viruses, elevating the average lifespan beyond 60 years. Yet even today, centenarians remain rare. But for the longest living individuals in history, reaching 100 years old was merely the beginning of another chapter in life. Hello, I'm V. Today, let's take a look at the 10 longest lived people in the world and uncover their unique secrets to longevity. Number 10. Dumitru Comenescu. The first person on our list is Dumitru Comenescu from Romania. Born on November 8, 1908, his incredible journey of 111 years and 7 months spanned countless historical events, including both world wars and several Romanian military conflicts. Comenescu graduated from university in 1933 and dedicated the next 70 years of his life to working as an agricultural engineer and a plant pathologist. In February 2020, he was officially recognized as the oldest living Romanian citizen, earning him an honorary plaque and a cash prize. However, just a few months later, in June 2020, he sadly passed away, unable to celebrate his 112th birthday. Many people sought his advice on the secret to longevity. Some speculated it was due to his healthy diet or the clean environment he lived in, free from pollution and heavy industry. But whenever he was asked, he would simply smile and say, "I have always carried in my heart a deep love for my wife, my children, and all the little ones." Perhaps this is the most romantic confession I've ever heard. Number 9. Chitetsu Watanabe. Next on the list is Chitetsu Watanabe from Niigata, Japan. Born on March 5, 1907, in a small village, he was the eldest son of his family. He studied agriculture in school and later followed in his parents' footsteps, working at the Meiji Sugar Company in Taiwan, focusing on sugarcane farming. After World War II, Watanabe was one of the survivors. He returned to his hometown and worked in the local government's agricultural office. After retirement, he spent his days tending to his farm, growing fruits and vegetables, and enjoying a peaceful, carefree life. Despite his old age, Watanabe remained full of energy. His daily routine included exercise, calligraphy, origami, and solving math problems, a lifestyle filled with curiosity and vitality. He frequently shared his secret to longevity with others. Don't get angry. Always keep smiling. On February 12, 2020, he was officially recognized by Guinness World Records as the world's oldest living man. Sadly, just 11 days later, on February 23rd, he passed away before he could celebrate his next birthday. He was 112 years old. Number 8. Richard Overton. Richard Overton was the oldest World War II veteran in the United States and one of the longest-lived Americans in history. Born on May 11, 1906 in Bastrop County, Texas, Overton stepped out of his comfort zone in his 30s, volunteering for military service. He personally witnessed the 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor, a moment that shocked the world. Following that event, he served in the 1,887th Engineer Aviation Battalion, traveling from Hawaii to Guam, from Palau to Iwo Jima, leaving his mark on numerous military bases. It was not until October 1945 that he was officially discharged from the Army. On Veterans Day in 2013, then President Barack Obama honored Overton at Arlington National Cemetery, praising him as a veteran who held his head high with pride. And what was the secret to his longevity? Overton attributed it to God, as he was far from a model of healthy living. He smoked cigars and drank whiskey daily. In fact, he enjoyed 12 cigars a day. His life was a testament to passion and adventure. However, every story must eventually come to an end. In late 2018, Overton completed his life's journey at the age of 112 years and 230 days. He left behind not only a legendary story, but also an enduring spirit of resilience and courage. Number 7. Bob Weighton. Bob Weighton was born on March 29, 1908, in Yorkshire, England, and led an incredibly eventful life. Before World War II, Weighton spent 7 years teaching in Taiwan, later working as an engineer. While in Hong Kong, he met the love of his life. After the war, his travels took him to Japan and Canada, but ultimately, he returned to England to continue teaching until retirement. In February 2020, following the passing of Chitetsu Watanabe, Bob Weitan was recognized as the oldest living man in the world. However, fate had its own plans. Just 3 months later, in May 2020, Weitan passed away at the age of 112. As for his secret to longevity, Weitan often credited his love for sausages, curry, and a daily glass of fresh German wine. Looking back at his life, he witnessed the reign of 5 British monarchs and saw 22 prime ministers come and go. He lived through 2 world wars and built a large family, with 2 sons, 1 daughter, 10 grandchildren, and 25 great-grandchildren. A life like his could truly be called fulfilling. Number 6. Lucille Randon. Lucille Randon was born on February 11, 1904, in France. In her younger years, she worked as a dedicated home tutor. After World War II, she chose to work in a hospital, providing care for orphans and the elderly. Eventually, she decided to become a nun, spending much of her life in a convent. In 2019, Randon passed away in a nursing home in Toulon, France, at the impressive age of 115. She was celebrated as the longest living woman in Europe. According to those who knew her, despite her advanced age, she remained deeply devoted to her faith. She never missed the 11 a.m. Mass and was a regular at evening prayers. In her leisure time, she loved listening to the radio and strolling through the garden. Those who spent time with her could feel her optimistic personality and love for beauty. No matter what challenges she faced, she always responded with a smile, spreading warmth and positivity to those around her. Number 5. Hester Ford. Born in Lancaster County, South Carolina, Hester Ford was an extraordinary African-American woman. Her life began on a farm, where she spent her days planting, picking cotton, and tending to the fields. Like many women of her time, Ford married young. At just 15 years old, she wed John Ford, and the following year, they welcomed their first child. Later, the family relocated to North Carolina, where they spent the rest of their lives. In April 2021, Ford passed away peacefully at home, becoming the oldest living person in the United States. Her legacy was not only long but vast. She raised 8 daughters and 4 sons, and her family continued to grow with 68 grandchildren, 125 great-grandchildren, and at least 120 great-great-grandchildren. Her great-granddaughter Tanisha spoke of her with admiration, calling her a role model not just for their family, but for the resilience and perseverance of the African-American community. She never complained, even in the toughest times, Tanisha recalled. She remained calm, faced everything with grace, and never skipped breakfast, no matter what. Even if she was just sitting there, her presence alone was an inspiration, reminding us all that we can go further. Number 4. Jiromin Kimura. Jiromin Kimura, originally named Kinjiro Miyake, was born on April 19, 1897, in Kayatango, Kyoto Prefecture, Japan. At 14, he completed his studies and began working at a post office, dedicating 45 years to the job. During the 1920s, he worked as a government communications officer in Japanese-occupied Korea. After returning to Japan, he married into the Kimura family, changing his surname to Kimura. Later in life, he lived with his eldest son's widow and his grandson's widow, settling permanently in Kayatango. Following his retirement from the post office in 1962, Kimura remained active, working in agriculture until the age of 90. On June 12, 2013, in the early morning hours, Jiromin Kimura passed away naturally in a hospital in Kayatango, Kyoto Prefecture, at the age of 116. Even in his centenarian years, he maintained a disciplined routine, eating 3 balanced meals a day and reading newspapers with a magnifying glass. He had a passion for sumo wrestling and political news. Unlike many of his peers, Kimura did not smoke and drank only in moderation. His motto was, "Eat in moderation, live longer." He followed a diet rich in fish and vegetables, emphasizing balance and sticking to the rule of eating until 80% full. Number 3. Kane Tanaka. Born on January 2, 1903 in Japan, Kane Tanaka lived a life filled with love and resilience. She went through the typical life stages, marriage, childbirth, and raising children, but tragedy struck during World War II, when she lost both her husband and son. Despite her immense grief, she never lost her passion for life. Carrying the memories of her loved ones, she persevered through an entire century. On March 9, 2019, the Guinness World Records officially recognized Kane Tanaka as the world's oldest living person and the world's oldest living woman. According to the Guinness team, Tanaka had an early morning routine, waking up at 6 a.m. each day. She loved studying mathematics, practicing calligraphy, and playing Othello, a game in which she was surprisingly skilled, often defeating fellow nursing home residents. Tanaka firmly believed that her love for food and lifelong learning were the keys to her longevity. However, on April 19, 2022, Tanaka passed away due to natural causes at the remarkable age of 119. Perhaps, in another world, she had already reunited with the family she lost to war, finally finding peace in their embrace. Number 2. Jean Calment. Jean Calment was born in 1875 in France, and her life spanned almost 3 centuries. She came from a family of longevity. Her brother lived to 97, her father to 94, and her mother to 86. But Jean outlived them all, reaching the end of the 20th century. She passed away on August 4, 1997, in a nursing home at the incredible age of 122 years and 164 days, making her the longest-lived person in history officially recognized by the Guinness World Records. Her life was nothing short of extraordinary. At 85, she took up fencing. At 100, she was still riding a bicycle. Even at 114, she could still walk unassisted. When asked about her secret to longevity, she credited olive oil. Not only did she consume it generously in her meals, but she also used it as a skincare product. In addition, she was a fan of port wine. And in stark contrast to common health advice, she ate 2 pounds of chocolate every week. Even more astonishing, she was a lifelong smoker and only quit at 117. Not because she wanted to, but because her declining eyesight made it difficult to light cigarettes. Beyond her remarkable lifespan, she had her fair share of encounters with history itself. At 14, she met Vincent van Gogh in her father's shop. Later, in 1885, she attended the funeral of Victor Hugo. Her life was not just legendary, it was a living imprint of history. Number 1. Li Qingyun. And now, we arrive at the top spot on our list. Li Qingyun, originally named Zhou Yang, later changed his name to Wang Yaofeng. His birthplace remains a subject of debate. Some say he was born in Kunshan or Mudu, Jiangsu province, while historian Chen Titi later identified his birthplace as being near Xiangyi Lanqiao. According to a 1933 article in Time magazine, this legendary man lived for 256 years, making him not only one of the greatest figures in traditional Chinese medicine, martial arts, and Qigong, but also the longest-lived person in recorded history. At the age of 100, he received a special government award for his outstanding contributions to Chinese medicine. Astonishingly, at 200 years old, he was still giving lectures at universities, where he was frequently interviewed by Western scholars eager to uncover the secrets of his longevity. Throughout his long and mythical life, Li Qingyun reportedly married 24 times and had a staggering 180 descendants. He even wrote a book titled The Secrets to Immortality, in which he outlined 3 core principles for a long life. 1. A vegetarian diet, emphasizing the importance of consuming natural, plant-based foods. 2. A peaceful and optimistic mindset, stressing that a calm heart leads to a healthy body. 3. Drinking goji berry-infused water, believing that this simple practice could significantly boost longevity. Could following these steps make you the next centenarian? And that concludes today's video. Have you ever met a centenarian in real life? Do you have any longevity secrets of your own? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories.